Welcome back to the show, everyone. Joe here. Thank you all for tuning in. The whole crypto market has been down in the last couple of days, especially with what happened on Friday and the news having a significant effect on the market. It was a bit of a bloodbath, and the vast majority of altcoins were affected, and Algorand is one of them. But this is an Algorand video, and I want to take a look at Algorand in particular because I do think that the price is in a potentially very interesting position, and this could be a great buy the dip opportunity. Now, if you enjoy the content, make sure you smash up the like. It helps it get out there to like-minded individuals like yourself, so we do appreciate that. And if you are new here for the first time, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for joining us. Now, Algorand, currently time of recording around 17.5 cents. It did dip just under that 15 cents, that key 15 cents level on Friday at one stage, but we've had a little bit of a mini recovery. The market is pretty much going sideways here on Sunday, with still a lot of uncertainty in the crypto market and the vast majority of markets what is going to be coming in the next few days. We will certainly be looking at the macroeconomical picture on Monday and how the stock market, I do think a lot of these markets are correlated at the moment, and where the stock market goes on Monday, I think will have a significant effect on the crypto market. So down 26.5% approximately on the week. Algorand, we know we had a decent run up to major resistance around the 30 to 35 cents mark. Next major resistance coming in at 45 cents, and we'll take a look at the charts in a moment, so make sure you stick around for this video. But a good 50% plus pullback now. It does not mean that the crash is definitely over here on Algorand, but again, if you're looking to accumulate here, if you're DCAing on your Algorand position, this should not be bad news. This should be good news to you. So market cap down 6%. We're still around about the $1.4 billion. More disappointingly, we are rank 58 on Algorand. Of course, we've previously been in the top 20, but we know it was a rough bear market for Algorand in particular, and it did lose a lot of places in the rankings to newer projects that are doing very well at the moment. But I do not think that Algorand is necessarily a completely dead project. In the last video, I talked about the likes of Zilliqa, which I was raising some serious concerns and making, question marks over Zilliqa, and is that a dead project? I personally don't have the same concerns on Algorand yet. Now, if you want to win Algorand, of course, you can win other altcoins. You can win Bitcoin. You can go to cryptocomms.com. It gives you the absolutely best odds of winning any cryptocurrency. You can win up to £10,000 worth. That's over $12,500 time of recording. Of course, you can enter from anywhere worldwide. You have to get yourself a ticket, answer a question correctly, and you get entered into the prize draw done by an independent regulated third party. So guys, if you haven't done so already, check out cryptocomms.com, where you can win crypto for literally the price of a coffee, and this could be a life-changing prize if you hodl on and your prize does multiple X's. So definitely go to cryptocomms.com and get yourself a ticket. Now, the Algorand Foundation put out their newsletter for March. They do this monthly, which is great. They're keeping everyone up to date in the project. Algorand is still very active on X as well, which again is positive news, and it's good that at least things are happening on Algorand. There's plenty here to cover all the different launches and projects and how the ecosystem is operating on Algorand. But what is most key to me is that Python has officially launched on Algorand. You can see here it says we dropped Algorand Kit 2.0, and it is ready for you and the Python devs, to code on blockchain in Python. Now, for anyone who doesn't know what Python is, this is a big deal. You've got Protocol Village here. Algorand claims to be the first L1 using Python as programming language. This news dropped back on March 27th. Algorand, the first layer 1 blockchain to use Python as a native programming language. According to the team, popular apps like Instagram, Spotify, and Uber are already written on Python, used by more than 10 million software developers worldwide. AlgoKit 2.0 is an upgrade to the AlgoKit command line interface, a simple one-stop toolset for building on Algorand. It empowers developers to write Web3 apps in regular Python. So that is really big news, guys. Again, Algorand being the first to adopt Python, the single most used code by all these developers on, again, Instagram, Uber, Spotify, etc. So this is really big. I think this is really good for Algorand in terms of bringing developers to create on Algorand, which is exactly what the ecosystem wants, and that can only be bullish news for Algorand. Now we take a look at the daily chart here on Algorand, guys. Initially, going back a few weeks ago, we were looking for this potential inverse head and shoulders setup. And at one stage, it did look like it was playing out when we got to the yearly high here, around about 33 cents. Now, we know what has happened since. This isn't so much Algorand's fault. This is more what has happened to the wider crypto market selling off. Of course, there is serious concerns of, again, more conflict, more war in the markets. Markets do like to react very sharply and very emotional to this, but it is just my opinion that things may settle down. Again, there's no guarantees. I cannot say yet if there's going to be more escalation. I do not know this, but what I do know is that a very similar thing happened when we seen the invasion of in Ukraine by Russia. Also, when the conflict started in Gaza and other conflicts in previous. So we do tend to get these flash crashes, but the markets may have a good chance of stabilizing here. And I would not surprise me if that happens. So I do think that a lot of people will be seeing this as a risk reward moment to potentially get in if they haven't already done so, or continue to DCA. So we can take off the inverse head and shoulders. Again, we got a little bit of a move up, but it potentially failed. But what does look pretty good is that we still potentially just had a 5-wave move to the upside, which kind of played out quite nice. And again, you can see from the correction here. Now, again, I'm not guaranteeing that the low is in here, but there is a fair chance that this is just a free wave correction to the downside. Now, if we do turn around here again on Monday early, or even into Tuesday, at least early in this week coming, then things could get very bullish very quickly here, and we may potentially see another 5-wave move out to the upside. Now, first target resistance really has to be 45 cents. Of course, we'll get clear indication if this is likely to happen, I feel, if we reclaim 30 cents. If we reclaim 30 cents, I don't think we're going to have a problem clearing 33 cents personally. Of course, there's a potential of a double top, but that's unlikely after coming down this deep. I think once we get through 30 cents, I think we are pretty much going to be attacking that 45 cents level. Now, what is also good is that the daily RSI has reset very nicely here, and the last time the RSI was this low on the day was all the way back here at the bottom. So again, that's a fairly decent indication. It's only one indicator. There's no guarantees. You can't 100% trade off the RSI, but it gives you a decent indication that the sentiment and the markets here are feeling that Algorand is very oversold here. And again, the way that this is reset very quickly is usually a bullish sign. Now, this green rectangle I've got in here, again, I think that this is a decent risk reward buy area, just because of how much previous price action we've seen here. And again, yes, we had the lows, a little bit of accumulation period, but this is kind of key support now that we are back testing, in my opinion, once we had this kind of breakout here, which was back in November. So we're just retesting the November breakout here. And again, as long as we can hold around 14, 15 cents, we may chop a bit here, guys. Do not be surprised if we get up to 20, come back down to 15, back up to 20 again. That wouldn't shock me either. But once we can break out again and get back above 30, I do think we are on our way. So I'm not seeing any signs to get super bearish here immediately, but we do have to be aware of the risks. There are no guarantees in these markets. And equally, it would not be shocking to see another 50% flash crash and go all the way back to the lows here on Algorand. And again, that's just going to be one of those frustrating moments where if you are bullish on Algorand, I keep saying this, you've got to be patient here. This is one that you are investing in potentially for the future, and to see much price discovery in the future and not necessarily next week. I do not think there's going to be some crazy news that comes out on Algorand within the next few weeks that is going to give you that 10, 20x. You are looking to invest in a solid project that you believe in for potential future gain. Whether that can happen, it's possible that we go all the way back down, and that will probably correlate with the rest of the crypto market. And I do think that that would also correlate with Bitcoin potentially going back down to 50K or less. If Bitcoin gravitates towards 50,000, which I do think there's a decent possibility still of happening, there's going to be a lot of fear in the market, guys. Now, Just taking a look on the 4 hour here. This is the buy zone that I had given out to our members. And again, I was saying 35 cents to 15 cents, I still think was a decent DCA area on Algorand. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor and none of this is financial advice. So you must invest if you wish to on Algorand. This is your choice at your own risk. But I still think that in this huge accumulation area that we are in, I know that's quite a wide price range, but obviously the lower end where we are at now is better. And I do think there is a good opportunity on Algorand to continue to build a position. It just may be one that we have to continue being patient on. So if you're buying Algorand or if you're invested in Algorand, leave us a comment below. Let us know what you're doing. I'm always interested what the community is doing on Algorand. But personally, Algorand, not want to be getting super bearish here on this Sunday night. I'm waiting to see what happens with the rest of the markets, macroeconomics within the next coming days before making any big decisions here personally. But Algorand, it's not one that I'm completely disregarding. I don't think it's a dead project. Again, I do think that this could be a decent opportunity. If you haven't done so already and enjoyed the content, smash up the like. Thanks for watching.